I was living in Seattle, Washington, and it was a beautiful city, as you might imagine, and I was a young boy who, they had Cub Scouts, and I said, I want to do that. And my parents knew nothing about scouting, so it was up to me to decide where I was going to go, and I knocked on doors and found out where a Cub Pack was, and I joined up. And that first summer I joined, we went up in the Olympic Mountains, and I got on a zip line, and I went down on that zip line, and that was it. I was hooked. So it was a lot of fun. It just was a lot of fun. It kept me going, and the community was pretty, it was a pretty simple life in those days. We didn't have a lot of other distractions or opportunities for young boys and young people to do things as a group, as a team. So we just, this was something where you could be with other guys and do stuff together, accomplish things. We did some simple little things within the community, good turns. Even as Cub Scouts, we were expected to help out in the church or wherever we were, and that's what we did. Activity, it burned up some energy. We always played games when I was in the Scouts, and the games were fun. I mean, any kind of game, anything you could do to burn up some energy and do things together as a team, relay races, whatever. And that certainly prepared me for World War II, too, because there's no question in my mind, if I hadn't been in the kind of shape I was physically, if I hadn't been able to run an obstacle course, like we did that in the Boy Scouts, we did obstacles. So when I went to basic training, going up the wall or swinging across the pond or whatever, all that stuff I'd done before. And the leadership things that I learned when I was in the Boy Scout played well, because almost immediately I was given a leadership role in a platoon, and then, wherever I was, it seemed like I was asked to be a leader. There was a terrific connection between the Boy Scouts and the community. We marched in parades. We did good turn service project for our community. We had only one merit badge that dealt with citizenship in those days. It was just called citizenship. I have it on my merit badge stash, which I didn't bring here today, but I still have it. And those badges are sewn on just the way they were when I was a young man. But anyway, the citizenship connection was really important. The Scout leaders, the Scout Master, the merit badge counselors all stressed that as an important part of growing up, to be a good citizen, to make a contribution to the community as a youth or as an adult. But currently, I'm really, and over the last 10 years, I've done a lot of volunteering. I was the Volunteer of the Year with Medical Mutual for all the different things I'm involved in. I've been a volunteer and won the Volunteer of the Year award at the Cleveland Playhouse, where I've done a lot of things like putting on programs and promoting the theater and helping out in the theater wherever I can. Cooking for the actors. That kind of thing, I do that. I cook in a couple of hunger centers on Lakeside Avenue and at St. Patrick's once a month for the hunger centers. I should also mention the fact that I've been involved in television for 50 years, or was when I was an active working stiff. And I have the Gold Circle Award for my 50 years of significant service to the television industry. I have 7 Emmys for the works that I produced over the years, and I still active as an officer in the Emmy organization for the Great Lakes, Lower Great Lakes region, which comprises Indiana, the eastern part of Indiana, like Indianapolis, on through Toledo in northern Ohio, and on into western Pennsylvania, including Erie, PA. The Eagle Scouts who are in this room today, the new Eagle Scouts, and the ones that have gone through the program with me over the years, I think do connect to the oath and the law. They know it, they understand it, and the majority of them practice it in their everyday life. We talk about what it really means to say the Scout oath, not just rattling off a Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent, but talking about what it means to be trustworthy, what it means to be reverent, and what does it mean to you personally. And the boys will get up and actually express their feelings about those individual laws or the three parts of the Scout oath and how it applies. You know, I've been a mentor to quite a few Eagle Scouts. They've been kind enough to give me this little pin that's on I have a few of them. And I think one of them sitting in the audience today, actually, who gave me a pin for the work that we did together to encourage him to understand how to put that into practice in his daily life, how to be a proud Eagle Scout, because once an Eagle Scout, always an Eagle Scout, okay. You're being looked up to by a great part of our community, by other boys who are on their way up, and you need to be the example that does put into practice the Scout oath and the Scout law.